Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Matt Peel, co-founder and sales director of Movement Academy, coming to you from my spacious office. Not really. I'm upstairs in my son's room because he's not here, and it's warmer up here today in New Orleans than it is downstairs. So why not enjoy his room, and y'all can see that he likes airplanes and cars. But anyways, what I wanted to talk to everyone about today was the new physical activity guidelines that came out. I got a peek of them a little earlier this year in the subcommittee report, but we really wanted to emphasize the senior end of it and how can we get everybody moving more. So what's the general the gist of the new activity guidelines? Well, only 20% of Americans, and that's really pretty much of all ages, are getting enough physical activity on a daily basis. So what does that mean? Well, we need to get between 150 to 300 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per week. I didn't say a day, and they don't say a day, so don't get all freaked out that I got to go out there and bust my butt here, on Monday and do it all today. No, it's small bits throughout the week that are going to get you to that 150 minutes to 300 minutes at the end of the day. But it's not just let's walk or let's jog. There's a key important component to that. And I really want to address that on the over 60 population. And that's at least 2 days of the week doing strengthening activities, load bearing activities, using your muscles, getting up and around and lifting some weights. Yes, it doesn't mean you have to lift a 300-pound deadlift or bench press, but it does mean you might need to lift more than 2.5 pounds. And on top of that, we need to move overall. So if you're over 60, and this is where a lot of senior exercise programs, people are losing it. I mean, why if you are moving around, are we going to sit you back in a chair? The physical activity guidelines just talked about get up, get out of the chair. You're sitting too much. Yet the majority of programs out there, the majority of senior exercises, no, sit back in the chair, relax. You don't need to stress yourself out. You don't need to do anything strenuous. Well, guess what? You do. You need to challenge yourself. You need to be standing. You don't need to be moving around the chair. You don't need to be sitting in the chair unless you absolutely have to. Then, of course, hey, you're confined to a wheelchair. Even if you need assistance walking, you know what? It's time to stand up and use that walker and challenge yourself. So, how do we do that? Well, it's pretty simple. Again, you don't need a whole ton of weight around you, but you do need something that's going to challenge you. And one of the phrases out there as far as motivation is you're never going to cross the ocean holding on to the shore. And this kind of applies to that same thinking. You got to release that chair and get away from that chair because life is not built around a chair. We're not moving enough. We need to get away from the chair. So let's get our exercise up and away from the chair. We can do things like a little bit of a lunge, a little bit of a squat, push up against the wall, some type of movement maybe over our head, even just using soup cans. Is any type of added resistance is going to help you achieve these guidelines. Remember, it's 150 to 300 minutes of moderate to vigorous, not leisurely activity every single week with 2 days a week, minimum of 2 days a week of resistance training. That goes for really any age adult, but especially on the older side. Because not only does it help with physically, but it helps mentally. And those things are going to help someone push off dementia. It's going to help build new neural pathways in the brain that will improve their balance, that will improve their speed of processing when they get information from all their senses. That's going to help their short-term memory. That's going to make them feel more alive and feel more independent. Because if you're over 60 listening to this, you don't want to be in a chair. You don't want to be in a nursing home. If you're a caregiver, whether you're a family member or a professional, you want to help your people that you're taking care of be more independent, be happier, because then you're happier. And then everybody grows together and has a good time. So we'll just give you a couple tips. What does it really do as we do resistance training, complex body movements, that's going to help with our short-term memory. That's going to help with our executive control or executive function, which is like getting dressed, brushing your teeth, getting out of bed. Some things we take for granted that others now think it's a challenge to do. Doing resistance training exercises are going to help you achieve what you want and stay out of that nursing home and feel better about yourself. So one of the things we thought, do I have to go join a gym? No, you don't have to go join a gym. I'm going to pull up a little bit of our program right here, as a matter of fact, so you can see it. Oop, there it is. Movement Academy is right here on your phone. You have an internet connection. You have a device. You have a computer. You know someone that has a smartphone, a device, or a computer. You can do it. All right here at your fingertips. Complete program that's going to improve your short-term memory. It's going to improve your executive function. It's going to improve your recalling of information. It's going to improve how fast that you can recall information. It's going to do everything that you need to do in 10 to 15 minutes a day, right here, right there. That's it. How much is it? It's $12.95 a month. All you got to go to is movementacademy.net and go to our active aging program. Enter the code BRAIN, BRAIN. You get half off your first month. What kind of a deal is that? It's cheaper than any gym, and it's right there. No excuses, right? No excuses. And you can comply with what the federal government is saying. So let's get out there. Let's move. Let's feel better about yourself. Let's help your loved ones and those you care about feel better about themselves. Let's get away from that chair. Let's be independent. Let's take that next step in our lives, regardless of where you're at, and help someone to do the same thing. So next week, we're going to talk about how these activity guidelines apply to schools and why we need a little better structured PE program out there for our kids so that they do not become overweight and sedentary as adults and have all sorts of tons of health problems that's happened now. So it's not all gloom and doom. The best part about it is that you can start and you can make a change right here, right now, today. So have an amazing week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Please comment. Please share this Facebook Live, this video, and you can always email us at any questions. You can email me at mpeale@movementacademy.net. That's mpeale@movementacademy.net. And I'd love to hear your question, love to answer your questions and help you get on track to maintain a healthy and active, independent lifestyle.